Hey guys, SuperHorrorBro Mike here, and in today's video we take a look at every note within Sallyface episode 5, Memories and Dreams, as well as the location of all of these strange hexagons and how to unlock an important secret ending after doing so. By following the steps in this video, if playing the game yourself, you will also bag 2 Steam achievements titled Seeker of Knowledge and Dog respectively. These notes and this secret ending elaborate on the story going on around Sal, as well as his own mysterious history. So sit back, relax, and let's get started with an in-depth guide to the secrets of Sallyface episode 5. The first hexagon we come across can be located as soon as we begin the chapter. Ashley enters the graveyard to go and visit Sal's tombstone, which is located to the far right of the scene. However, instead of going right at the graveyard gate, instead head left to the far end of the screen, and here you will find the first of 6 hexagons. Next up is our first note. After speaking with Neil in this next scene here, walk over to the table and you'll instantly see a prompt to read the following note. Summary of Cultist Notes 2003 to 2005. Todd. He's been infected by the dark. This has occurred in other people across Knockfell and is usually brought on by the Devourers of God. Other findings suggest that this process may also be able to take place naturally without intervention from occult rituals. At first we were able to speak with Todd and were able to get some information from him. Over time the darkness spread and Todd lost his lucidity. Now he's escaped from the hospital with the help from the cult. Luckily, they want him alive, so he's safe there until we can find out how to break him out. In the meantime, we have continued Todd's work on finding a cure to reverse the infection and cleanse the possessed body. I believe we are close to finding it out, we just need a bit more time. Mysterious Mailer. An occultist insider providing helpful intel, but who is it? And why are they betraying the cult to help us? We still don't know the answers to these questions, though we wouldn't have gotten this far without their assistance. They've provided us with details about cult operations and locations, albeit in vague, quickly scribbled notes. Phelps Ministry. It's not simply an old church that sits on Chapel Hill. The church is the entry point for the main temple of the Devourers. After the mysterious destruction of the Addison Temple, the Phelps Temple was heavily guarded for a while. Eventually, the security loosened up. It's our suspicion that this is due to the cult having indoctrinated the majority, if not all, of the local government leaders. We have to be careful of who we trust. After reading the note here, head downstairs and walk all the way to the far right of the ground floor. Instead of entering the basement to visit Maple, go through this door to the bathroom and to your left you will find hexagon number 2. The second note is located in the basement where you speak to Maple. After talking with her, head over to the couch by the exit to the backyard and you'll discover this documentation of Maple's deteriorating condition. Notes on Maple's corruption. Day 1. Maple has become a threat to herself and others and had to be locked up. Day 7. Most of the time Maple remains conscious and alert. She is grateful that we are working to find a way to help her. Day 11. The corruption seems to be most active at night. Today we reinforced the cage and added restraints for everyone's safety. Maple didn't love the idea of restraints, but understood why they were needed. Day 20. The infection is getting worse. We're only able to speak with Maple about 50% of the time. The rest of the time she acts like some kind of demon or something, driven by violence. Day 32. Maple has become difficult to interact with at all, and her physical appearance has begun to change. Day 39. She started screaming during the night and didn't stop until her throat bled. Day 42. The screaming has continued for past few nights. Luckily no one lives close enough to hear it, and the basement muffles most of the sound anyway. Day 45. Her screaming finally stopped, but she's not looking so great. Day 46. We can't get her to eat anything. Day 51. She's still refusing to eat. We've been force feeding her as much as we can, but it's very difficult. Day 64. Maple is starting to smell pretty bad. Still not eating. After that chilling read, head through the door to the backyard and approach the tool shed. You don't need to remember the code for this padlock, but if you do, the game will reward you with the achievement Memorized. The code you're required to memorize to unlock said achievement is 40353364. After entering the shed, you'll find note 3 next to the notice board here. It reads: The Final Prophecy of Sitzlali Grey, a rough and incomplete translation. The blue flame not extinguished still flickers in the night. He that sees between worlds, child of the abomination, wielding light beyond man, pierces the endless black. Betrayer of our kind, resurrected by a Shintmar. His sword, blood of man, rises to protect the great atrocity and prevent the triumph of humankind. Notes: Sitzlali, a Native American seer, origin unknown, previous council member of the Devourers of God, possibly of the original formation. A Shintmar is referring to a collection of 3 pyramids. I have obtained one of them and have been searching for the other 2. I'm not sure exactly who the child of the abomination is, but if they're an enemy of the cult, then they could be a much needed ally. The next note can be found upon returning to Neil's house after Ashley burns down the treehouse to set Larry's ghost free. This note is located in Neil's room on the desk behind the backpack containing the C4. This is what that note states. Todd's notes. The Legend of the Greys. The Grey family is a tribe of Native Americans, but there aren't many historical records of them. Even though there are relatives of the Greys living in Knockfell today, their ancestry appears to be more legend than fact. It is said that their family was formed when a great owl swooped down from the night sky and made love to a man who was lost in the woods. Weeks later, a beautiful woman burst out from inside the man. A nearby pack of wolves came to eat the bits of flesh from the man. By eating this flesh, the wolves became indebted to the young woman. Over time, the pack became human, and together with the young woman, formed the first members of a Grey tribe. Descendants of this woman are said to have the ability to see the future. The origin story was likely fabricated and then evolved over time. However, there may be a grain of truth to the proclamation of psychic abilities. The slaughtering of children. August 16th, 1984. 255 children and 32 adults were murdered across Northern America. However, surprisingly, it didn't make many headlines. The story was covered here and there, but not by any major news outlet. It is now my understanding that the cult had something to do with this and was likely the orchestrator of the whole thing. If true, that could mean their reach extends much further than we expected. A terrifying thought. Hexagon 3 is located in the east wing of the Phelps Temple during the scene where Ashley is tasked with planting the C4 behind various pots. It's pretty hard to miss, you can even see it here on the floor during this cutscene. Note 5 is a letter left on the kitchen table by Ashley, found during Sal's Cartoon Void segment. It reads as follows. Sal, I'm sorry I didn't believe you before. I really wanted to. I tried so hard to be there for everyone, and now it's all falling apart. I hope it's not too late to fix things. I hope that I can somehow make up for my mistakes. I need you to know that The note suddenly ends there. During this same sequence, make your way to Sallyface's room and wander all the way to the right of the screen. Underneath the bed you can clearly see the next hexagon, and as usual, simply interact with it to activate it. Hexagon 5 is located during the weird 3D void sequence in the woods. Sal will spawn in the middle of this barren woodland, and if we lead him to the bottom left of the screen and then make our way down this hidden pathway, we come across a secret hexagon. The sixth and final hexagon is located during the Tim Burton inspired sequence near the end of this chapter. Sal begins by the riverbank outside of this giant cave entrance. Now instead of heading inside the cave, simply take a right, and after a short walk you will discover the final puzzle piece. The last two notes are located at the very end of the chapter before the climactic final battle. Sal will enter this room and the game changes to an abstract claymation art style. It's pretty creepy. The first note is located on the desk beside the entrance to this laboratory. It gives us plenty of information about the cult and reads as follows. The Devourers of God, 1663 to 1681. The first prophecy brings small groups of natives together, a faction of the Grey Tribe. Colonists arrive in Knockfell. A marriage between Sitlali Grey and Wesley Rosenberg unites the two groups. The original temple is built. 1703. Phelps' ministry is constructed to hide the temple, used to indoctrinate followers and gain members. Another ceremonial marriage between the Grey and Phelps families occurs. Specific details are unclear. Mid-1700s. The prophecy about the child of the abomination is spoken and becomes part of their doctrine. Preparations for his execution begin. 1887. Addison apartments are built and the temple expanded. The cult grows in numbers. 1905. Terence Addison is born. His parents made a deal with the council, and so the boy was blessed from birth to become the entry point of the Endless One. The council secretly fed him human flesh. This information is withheld from general members. 1906. A new prophecy states that killing the child of the abomination will bring a man from the sky, who they believe is me, who will greatly help the Devourer's efforts. 1917 to 1932. Terence's soul is destroyed by the Endless One and his parents are murdered. The boy's appearance starts to change, so the council locked him in his room to keep their secret. They are able to draw power from the beast. 1938. The first shadow is successfully summoned. These cosmic predators are relentless. My studies show that they can be contained and even destroyed by strong enough sources of ultraviolet light, but only when not possessing a host. 1983. Initiation. To the left of this note is a safe, locked tight without the right combination. However, the previous note actually gives us the code we need. It is the year of initiation, 1983. This safe contains a memoir from Jim Johnson shedding light on the events surrounding his disappearance. Lisa, I know that you and Larry must hate me for leaving. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do. It shattered my heart. Maybe it doesn't mean much now, but I need you to know that I left to protect you both. I thought I could keep you safe by keeping it all a secret. I've gotten mixed up with dangerous people. They were threatening to hurt you if I didn't join them. I believe they're responsible for our stillborn daughter, though I haven't found hard proof of that. Now they're planning a mass murder of children across the globe. They think these kids are a threat to them. I have to stop this from happening. This damn cult is dealing with powerful forces they don't yet understand. I've been secretly sabotaging their efforts where I can, but I'm going to need to take greater action to stop the killings. It's likely I won't survive this. I hope that you and Larry can forgive me. Above anything, I hope that you will have long and fulfilling lives and that you will find happiness. I love you with all the pieces of my broken heart. Jim. Throughout this video we collected a bunch of weird hexagons, and it's time to find out what they unlock. To do this, after collecting note 7, walk Sal over to this strange machine and flick the switches until they all light up green. Then, if we interact with this bookcase, it slides open to reveal a secret hallway. In this hallway we find a door labelled Door 5, Sal's final void memory. A strange keypad contains colours which are unlocked each time we collect one of the 6 hexagons. They must be pressed in the following order: white, black, blue, red, green, purple, and then finally 0. This unlocks the dog cutscene, which reveals Sal and his mother's terrible fate. Don't wonder so far, Sally. I spent so much time blaming myself for what happened, I never stopped to thank you. You sacrificed yourself to protect me. You were the best person I ever knew. Every day of my life, I've tried to live up to your sacrifice. And with that, we have taken a look at all currently known story-related secrets found within the final chapter of Sallyface. I plan to construct a theory and story analysis video in the future, but for now you can use this information, I'm sure, to come to your own conclusions. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more horror-related content. And I'll see you on the next video.